Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Lavella. This is a single player Let's Play. It's Java Minecraft 1.16.1. And we're going to work on some designing today. But first, we've kind of been neglecting this a little bit. Well, not really neglecting, it's not something I want to be a main focus. But, where was it? Okay, this villagers breeding, trading. No, we haven't set up a trading hall here at Spawn, but I think we've pretty much covered this. So it's obviously not a one-time thing. We're going to be doing it all over the place. But I'm going to go ahead and take it off of here because it is something we've already explored. It was something else. Animals. I'm going to go ahead and take this off because we do kind of have that started over at the village. Um, ah, Diamond enchanted gear. We have that. We enchanted all of our armor. We have enchanted all of this. Of course, we're going to have to figure something out. I've got to get mending books. I have to. And we found a zombie spawner, but I don't have it converted into a farm yet. When I do, it's not going to be a fancy one. It's going to be a basic old school where you dig it out basically into I think it's a 9 by 9 area, and then you have the water that runs it down, and it's going to be old school. It's not going to be with the bubble vaders and all that kind of stuff. It's just going to be something where zombies get washed to an area where they're standing by hoppers, and I'll stand there and whack them with a sword, and we'll get the goodies and the XP. No, it won't be the super efficient one hit, one kill kind of thing, but it'll work. And I don't mind standing there just whacking them with a sword. It's something I can do while I'm watching Netflix or whatever. So, I'm going to go ahead and leave that for now because it says farm, and right now it is not a farm. So many things we need to do, and every time, excuse me, every time I do something, I feel like it triggers 20 more to dos, which is one of the things that I love and hate about Minecraft, because it's hard to feel like you're progressing because one thing triggers another, triggers another, triggers another, or you want to do X, but before you can do X, you have to do A and B and C and D so that you can get to X. And yeah, so anyway, design start tunnels. We're going to work on those designs today. I don't know how far we're going to get, but we're going to work on them because, to be honest, I'm in the mood to binge on some Netflix, and I need a project I can do off camera. And yeah, and I have plenty of projects I can do off camera, actually, but I really don't feel like digging out that storage room right now. I want to do something different. So, so. And when I did all this, I really liked it, but it's starting to become annoying because from out here, I like the way it looks. I like the fact that the house is just, I mean, it's not exactly camouflaged, but it's, I don't know how to explain it. But at the same time, going back and forth through here with all this bamboo, and so you can't just walk through it, like you can grass or whatever. You have to kind of wiggle through it and dodge. So, this is going to have to be added to the to-do list. This is going to have to be redone because it's starting to get on my nerves. It's one of those things where, yes, I like the way it looks, but the practicality is outweighing the aesthetic. The farm, I almost messed up big time. because I turned this all into wheat because we were getting really low on wheat. We had loads and loads of potatoes and carrots, and uh, I was really needing the wheat because I was wanting to trade it. I never had enough wheat to trade. Plus, I needed it for breeding the cows and the sheep. And I came out here and I was like, okay, so I harvested a whole bunch of wheat. I was like, well, I need to get back to harvesting the potatoes and the carrots because I've pretty much traded them all. And then I realized, oh my gosh, uh, I've pretty much traded them all. Yeah, we had plenty of carrots because I have those two little farms over there, so that wasn't a problem. But I started to panic. I only had 5 potatoes left. And so those 5 potatoes are worked in between the weed in here. And I have 1 row of carrots I came in here and planted. So yeah, I'm going to have to build that back up because I didn't save my emergency stash like I usually do. The other thing about this farm is when I made it, I mean, each row is 64 blocks long. That's a stack if you only get 1 extra from each. That's a stack profit. Most of the time, you get, 2 or 3 per, right? So I thought, well, this is plenty big, and it looks like I missed a spot. Great. That's going to bug me. Problem solved. Okay. So anyway, when I made this, I thought, this is plenty big. I'm not worried about it. Well, all the trading I'm having to do over there to unlock things and to get villagers locked into certain professions and trying to unlock the librarians because I desperately need mending. I'm burning through this stuff faster than it'll grow. So, that's a thing that needs to be done. We need about 10 times this much of a farm. And I really don't know that I want to spend a half an hour just harvesting and replanting. So I may have to actually do some research and I may have to actually learn how to do some kind of a basic redstone something. At least for the melons and the pumpkins. From what I understand and what I've seen over the years, it's a pretty simple concept and the functionality has survived through all the updates. The same with the sugarcane, which I need about a bazillion sugarcane at a time because, the paper trades. And like I said before, I'm not worried about doing the zombie villager thing and getting the trades down and blah, blah. I'd rather just pay it. And that's true. And I still hold to that. But when one trade is 24 paper, the sugarcane doesn't last very long. So, yeah. I may have to add automated sugarcane and automated melon, or say gourd, because the melons and pumpkins are in the gourd family. We may have to automate that. And the cactus, I really don't think we need to automate the cactus because the only thing I really need the cactus for is for green dye. And I don't need it in such large quantities that, So probably not going to worry about that. Probably just the gourds and the sugar cane. And possibly the crops. We may have to do, we may have to kidnap some villagers and do like the thing where the villagers automatically farm the crops and the crops go down in the hopper and I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but this is not working. This was amazingly wonderful for getting started. But now that we're into the villager trading, and that's just for that village, I want to have several villages all connected to the base, and I want a major trading hall here. So, yeah. This all of a sudden looks very small compared to the output that we need. So that's a thing too. Okay, so here's what I want to do. What I want to do, I want to figure out a design for, see, got to wiggle through here. This is not working. This is no longer working. I want to figure out a design for this. I don't really know what to call it. It's not really going to be a roller coaster. But I want something pretty to get us from point A to point B. Something relatively inexpensive in materials, because probably going to use the same design from our spawn to the first village, and then use that same design to connect that village to another village and that village to another village, and blah 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 blah, and hopefully have a network. All villages on the map are not going to be connected. That's not going to happen. I learned that really it's kind of the hard way. Because yeah, I can't even tell you how many years ago it was, but my goal, hang on, let's make some chests. I brought some. Let's get rid of that. Oh, why did I close that out? Okay. Chest monster created. Anyway, that's good. Oh, I need to quit using this pick. I'm not going to put it in there in case the creeper blows it up. Let's just do that. So anyway, and I may have mentioned this before. If this is repetitive, I'm sorry. I have so much content in my library that has never been published, because, like I've talked about my connection a zillion times, I have so much stuff in my library that's never been published. So there may be some repeats. Anyway, I started this Realms world, and a couple of my friends were playing on there with me, and one of them had never played Minecraft before. I introduced him to Minecraft, and he's one of those people, there's some people like me who will just jump into a game, follow the tutorial to learn the basics, and then just kind of figure everything else out. And that's how I started playing Minecraft. I just kind of jumped into it, started mining, started chopping trees, and did some extremely basic noob stuff, and just kind of figured stuff out as I went. I had been playing Minecraft for a while, quite a while, before I discovered YouTube and Let's Plays. So once I started watching those, I learned quite a bit. But before that happened, this friend of mine that I met playing another game, he's one of those people who researches everything, which is what my son does. My son will research a game to death so that he can figure out what the best template is, what the best rotation is, what the best whatever is, and he will create the most OP. He's a power leveler, and he will create the most OP character you can imagine. And then once he's done that, about a week or so after that, he's bored because nothing is challenging him. And that's not a bad thing. That's just his play style. It's not my play style. I just like to play. Oh, I picked up those stupid seeds. So anyway, this friend of mine who did all the research said, so what is your plan here? Because he and the other friend and I were playing on this Realms world, and of course it was my Realms world, and I said, well, I want to find villages and connect them all. I said my goal Good Lord, is it getting dark again already? I said, my goal is to connect every village in the world and have this massive network and like build them up into cities and villages and metropolis and just huge, some of them little quaint villages and some of them massive, massive cities. And he said, oh, wait, you want to, and I had actually already started on it. I had several villages that I had found that I was building roads to. Oh, come on. And he said, wait, you want to do what? And I said, I want to connect all the villages. And he said, all what villages? I said, all the villages. And he's like, but you can't do that. I said, yes, I can. And he said, no, you really can't. I was like, yes, I really can. And, I may not have expressed it, but I was getting a little irritated because I'm like, okay, this is my realms. This is my world. I can do what I want. I'm thinking, why is he telling me I can't do something in my own world? And I'll have to admit I was feeling pretty arrogant because, I had been playing for a few years. He was brand new to the game. Obviously, I knew more than he did. Not so much. And anyway, he was like, Liv, do you have any idea what it would take? And I was like, well, I know it's going to take a lot of resources, but that's fine because blah, 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 and I like to gather and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no. He said, a Minecraft map is almost infinite. I was like, what? I said, well, I know they're pretty big. He says, no, you don't understand. And then he started explaining to me about how a world generates and how, like, when you go into a new area, it generates new chunks, which of course makes the world even bigger. And then when you go into another new area, it generates more chunks and makes the world even bigger. And that includes generating, the trees and the dirt and the caves and the villages. And it took me a minute to realize what he was trying to tell me. And then I was like, no. And he's like, yes. It's like, oh my gosh, are you saying? And he's, yes. He said, it is impossible. He said, well, not literally impossible because eventually the map will stop growing, but it would take you forever to get to that point. And I was just like, oh my God. So yeah, crushed my dreams. He crushed my dreams. Because I wanted every village. Oh, I'd probably grabbed all the sticks out of here that I could. Let's grab that birch though. And so yeah, that's what I'm saying when I say I learned the hard way, because this was a goal, a huge goal that I had set for myself, and I was so excited about it. And I was making, I had probably connected, I don't know, probably half a dozen or more villages, and I'm talking about over some serious distances. And was feeling pretty accomplished. He tells me, he's like, yeah, that's really not a plan that's going to work out well for you. And I was just, so aggravated. So anyway, back to the whole purpose of this rant. When I say I want to connect villager, hello, are you going to be in my way? Don't need it, don't need it, don't need it, don't need it, don't need it. Look away. Okay, well, I wasn't gonna kill you guys, but if you're gonna spit at me all the time, then okay. Two more leads. Oh, and some leather. If that bothers you, I'm sorry, but they irritate me. If I don't need them, I don't want them standing around grunting in my ear and getting in my way when I'm trying to build. So, okay. I'm going to make some stone axes. Because we're about to need them. So anyway, yeah, I'm not trying to do every village on the map for the very reason that I just explained in probably way too much detail. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going to keep that on me just in case I end up wandering off. Okay. But I do want to have several villages connected, at least within a certain radius. If you're wondering why I'm using the stone when we so obviously have diamonds and iron, even though I've used quite a bit of the iron up and quite a bit of the diamonds, to be honest. But we're not like hurting for either one right now. But I plan on. I hear a zombie. Where are you? But I plan on stripping this oak, and I don't want it to eat up my good axe. And this does not mean this is where this is going to go. This is me playing with design ideas, trying to figure out what I want. The reason it's so wide is because I want to be able to put the tracks down the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, first, that's going to have to be fixed because otherwise I'll get all screwy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't mean to do 6 of them. Put that up. Okay. Anyway, I want to run the tracks down the center, and I want to have like the archways sit on the sides, and then have some space to be able to move. And again, this is not going to be some amazing, out of this world, super detailed, award winning design kind of thing. It's just a thing. I feel like I'm a decent builder, and I like what I build most of the time, at least for a while, like that. But I certainly don't put myself in the same category as people like Corrales and B-Dubs and oh my God, I've done so much rambling and ranting. Hang on, my timer went off, so it's time to ignore it. one thing I want to do, there's two basic concepts I want to get straight here. First, I want to get the design lined out. The, the palette, the blocks I want to use, which I'm pretty sure I'm good on that part. But I want to see it. I want to see what it looks like. And then the other thing is, I'm trying to decide. Part of me wants the whole thing elevated. So I don't know. Oh, good. The sun's going down again. Okay, I don't need all of these axes at the same time. Okay, and let's get some birch. I'm going to go ahead and put these tracks down just to help with the visual. They're going to go right down the center. Alright, let's do we're gonna do that, but I also need and don't worry, it's not possible to make too many because of how, yeah, it's not going to go to waste. For sure, for sure. Alright, so let's do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then okay, and then of course these will be lanterns, they won't be torches. Okay, so that'll give us plenty of light so that nothing will spawn here. Okay. Then, and also we'll be able to access. I don't know about that, actually. Think we're just gonna go crazy and use chains with our lanterns, maybe. It's gonna be expensive either way. Which means I might actually have to make an iron farm. My gosh! Everything is just exploding! I'm not a redstoner. I'm not going to do redstone. I'm not a redstoner. I'm not going to do redstone. Well, hang on a minute. Maybe I need a pumpkin farm. Hang on a minute. Maybe I need a sugarcane farm. It's just me. I don't need redstone. I don't need AFK farms. Well, we're going to be using a lot of lanterns. Iron farm might not be a bad idea. Ah, I don't want to do redstone. I'm not a redstone person. But if I'm going to use lanterns with or without chains and rails, I mean, there's only so many abandoned mine shafts I'm willing to explore. And I'm going to be needing these for above ground, underground, and netherground. Oh, good lord. I'm probably going to have to make a small iron farm. Just, this is getting out of hand. Okay. All right. You know what? We got to stop because the timer's already gone off. And I'm just getting started on this whole design thing, and I need I need a few minutes to freak out about all the redstone I'm gonna have to learn. I guess I'm gonna be watching some Pixel Riffs because he's a really good teacher. If you are new to Minecraft, and I think I've mentioned this before, even if you're not new to Minecraft, you should check out Pixel Riffs. It's PLXRIFFS, I think. Anyway, he does a survival guide. I've played going on over 9 years now. Next February, it'll make 10 years that I've played Minecraft. And there are some of his videos that I have seen, and I went, I didn't know that. And I'm not just talking about the redstone stuff, because that would happen all day long. He's worth watching. He's a great teacher. He has a wonderful voice. He has a fantastic approach. He will not make you feel stupid. He's not condescending. He is very clear and precise in his instructions. He doesn't race through everything. He's great. He's awesome. He's wonderful. And of course, the hermits, they have stuff on this there all the time. But the format in which he does his stuff, Pixel Riffs, is amazing. Really should give him a chance if you haven't already. If you're not in love with Pixel Riffs, obviously you've never met him because he's fantastic. Anyway, enough of that. I got to wrap this up. I'm going to take a deep breath, and then we're going to come back and do another video because I'm in the zone, and we're probably going to be doing this for a while. Thank you so very much for taking time and sharing it with me and watching my video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you again, and we will see you later.